Please help me welcome Enid Rosenberg to introduce Bernie Moreno. Enid has spent her adult life trying to make a difference in her community. She is a lifelong community leader. She's served as chair of several nonprofits. In recognition of her efforts, Enid has been awarded the Grease Family Award for Leadership in the Jewish and general communities. And for those of you who know Enid, she is the ultimate volunteer. In other words, Enid runs every organization she works with. Ladies and gentlemen, Enid Rosenberg.
Good evening, everyone. It is a real pleasure to be here. Dr. Berkman, thank you for those kind remarks, and Randy, congratulations again, very much so. Bernie Moreno has sold a lot of cars. Actually, Bernie Moreno has sold a lot of really nice cars. Bernie Moreno owns a lot of dealerships. Actually, Bernie Moreno owns a lot of really nice dealerships. Bernie Moreno has won a lot of awards, and actually, Bernie Moreno has won a lot of really nice awards. But if these are the only ways that you know Bernie Moreno, then you don't know my friend Bernie Moreno at all. Let me tell you a little bit about my friend, because he's truly someone special. Bernie Moreno is being honored here tonight by the Diversity Center of Northeast Ohio because Bernie, above and before all else, truly embodies the center's mission, the center's vision, and the center's true spirit. From a young age, Bernie has known a little bit about bigotry and bias. At age 5, Bernardo Moreno moved from Bogota, Colombia to Miami, Florida. Bernie knows what the immigrant experience feels like. He knows what it feels like to be just a little bit different, to be new, to feel some prejudice, and to have to stand up to discrimination. He was the youngest of 7 children, starting new in a new country. Bernie was 7 when he asked his mother to translate for him the meaning of a certain off-color ethnic slur that was said to him. Bernie's mother translated it for him all right. She told Bernie that the ethnic slur was intended to mean smart people from Colombia. And how right she was. Tonight we're honoring a very smart and very kind man from Colombia who over the many years has come to exemplify the Diversity Center's mission of eliminating bias, bigotry, and racism through education, workshops, and outreach. When asked if he's ever felt discrimination, Bernie answers, yes, of course, but it's all about how you learn to deal with it and to deal with prejudice and people who fuel bigotry. Today, Bernie does much more than just deal. He works to make sure others learn how to fight prejudice, to be inclusive, to educate our communities, and to make sure that every individual he meets feels respected and valued. Bernie fosters a culture of community engagement that emphasizes volunteerism, philanthropy, financial and non-financial support, and civic engagement. Bernie and his wife, Bridget, both are believers that education is the great equalizer. Both have worked tirelessly, as you've heard, in the field of urban education, including Breakthrough Charter Schools and Cleveland State University, where Bernie is the chair of the Board of Trustees, each trying to ensure that students get an equal opportunity for a quality, affordable education. Bernie also empowers women. Bernie is currently producing a video to showcase the voices of strong women in order to allow their honesty and vulnerability to inspire others. Participation in what I'll call fireside chats at the Cleveland Clinic, the YWCA, NASA, and the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage are among the many ways Bernie helps audiences better understand diversity and how to better understand each other. But Bernie's efforts do not stop there. Like the Diversity Center, Bernie is committed to building communities where people are connected, respected, and valued. He fosters connection through behind-the-scenes giving intended to improve the social and economic well-being of the communities where he operates. He has been known to empower individuals by helping with the purchase of much-needed interview suits and by taking care of strangers after they've been victimized. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Cake Day. One day each month, Bernie travels to his dealerships to celebrate all team members that have a birthday during that month. It's been anointed as Cake Day, and team members consistently relay their appreciation that Bernie takes the time to recognize their milestones. Bernie, have a big birthday next month. Before I hand the microphone over to my friend Bernie, I want to mention one important point, and perhaps the most important point of all. Bernie does not seek the spotlight. Everything he does for others, so that one day bias, bigotry, and racism may be a thing of the past, so that inclusion, connection, and diversity of experience may be the vision for all of our futures. Please help me welcome a man who is achievement-centered, yet people-focused, a man I've come to know, respect, and admire, a man whose personal motto is, love what you do. And Bernie, I love what you do.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you, Enid. That's very, very nice. And also, Ron, thank you for your kind words. It really means a lot, and such a wonderful introduction from all of you. And Randy, congratulations to you. It's quite an honor to be awarded something like this at the same time as you, with all that you've done in the community and with the RPM and the Sullivans, what they do. So thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the Diversity Center's Board of Directors, of course Peggy, the Taskmaster, the Dinner Committee, and each of you that is here to support the Diversity Center's work. I'd also like to give everybody here a special thank you. I wasn't born in Cleveland, as you heard from Enid. I didn't grow up here, I didn't go to high school here, didn't even go to college here. I went to Michigan. Boo now. Thank you. All right. But you know what's crazy? I feel like I've lived here my whole life. And I think that's a testament to the kind of community that we have here in Northeast Ohio. So really thank you, Cleveland, for being such a warm and welcoming place. So Enid talked about a bigger move that I had from moving here when I was 5 years old from Colombia, South America, and I'll maybe clarify the story a little bit that Enid just told. So when we moved here, my mom had a rule, as Enid said, that we had to learn English. My mom enrolled me. Now remember, this is 1971 South Florida, not the 71 South Florida. Today would be a lot different for somebody from Colombia. It'd be a lot easier, right? And so my mom enrolled us in school and just said, learn English. And so we'd walk into the classroom and, you know, 3/4 of the day we had no idea what the hell people were saying to us. But we had to figure out the words. So we watched a lot of television. So to this day, Schoolhouse Rock is ringing in my head constantly, right? Conjunction, junction, what's your function? And that's the way we learned English. And every once in a while we get stumped. But it was pretty easy because there were some words that made sense, right? Chocolate was chocolate. That made sense. And people would give it to me when I said it, so I said that word often. Bicycle, bicicleta, easy. Back then I'd heard the word Watergate quite a bit. That was a little confusing. Didn't know what that meant, right? My dad said, I'm not going to explain it to you, it's too complicated, right? And as Enid said, the one word that was really hard to figure out that I heard over and over again was the word spick. That's a word that I heard quite a bit. And it just was out of context because it never really made a lot of sense. And so I looked it up in a dictionary, and as Enid said, I asked my mom what it meant. She says it means smart people in Colombia. So right then and there, I said to myself, this is the most welcoming country on earth, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. Well, you know what, at that moment though, whenever I heard that word, I realized that it would bounce right off of me because I thought people were complimenting me. I truly, genuinely believe that. And I consider that one of the greatest gifts that my mother gave me. Because with one explanation, she tore the teeth off of anyone who might use a slur like that on her son. If someone said that word to me, it was their problem, not mine. And it had nothing to do about me. And that's what really the Diversity Center does. I had a chance to visit with Peggy one of the classroom sessions, and there's a great saying in that classroom, and it said, diversity happens automatically. Go on an airplane, sit around a room, stand in public square. Diversity happens. The question is, do you allow inclusion to happen? And that's our responsibility. And that's something that I learned at a diversity center classroom. And I know that the center will not rest. I know that this community will not rest until racism, bigotry, and bias have been eliminated from our community. So I'm humbled and grateful for this award, but the mission center, the center of the mission, the center's mission, see, English, is truly why we're here tonight. This is written in Spanish. We cannot forget that now. As mentioned today, we do live in strange times, right? We do live in strange times. There's a lot of loud, divisive voices out there from the left and the right. And really, I think they're really trying to tear this country apart. And it's taken intolerance and incivility to a new level. So while we must continue to do the crucial work of inclusion, of advocating for more voices to be heard, I want to throw out one thought to everybody today, which is, and Randy talked about it a little bit, this idea of diversity of thought. You know, the media, lawmakers, and self-interest groups all profit by making us angry at each other and try to blame one group or another. Let's not allow them to succeed. I think that's in our control. We have more in common than we can ever imagine. There's a lot more that unites us than separates us. Let's approach each other with love instead of anger. Let's make connections. Let's surround ourselves with people with different ideas, as you did when you went to Baldwin Wallace. So here's my advice to everybody today. If you watch Fox News, switch over to MSNBC for a little while. It'll be good for you. And if you watch MSNBC, you can handle a little Fox News. And if you don't watch cable TV at all, run for office. You're the smartest person here. But really more important, let's listen to each other like Randy and Todd did. Let's think about what the other side thinks, why they think the way they do. Seek to understand that. This is not about changing minds or winning people over. It's about becoming better citizens by considering others' viewpoints. So stop unfriending, stop unfollowing, and maybe all of us can start understanding. Anybody can do it. If any community can do it, we can. Because remember, to borrow a phrase from my mom, we're smart people in Cleveland. So thank you.